welcome. This is Kevin, also known as AWOL, and it's time for another month review. September was good to us. We got a lot of bracelets here. There's what, 11 of them, and yeah, I'm pretty excited. Okay, let's just get into it. This is the first one. This was made from a photo, and I don't know, I thought it seemed really kind of cool. Some of the other colors I saw it in were kind of different. I thought it would be kind of fun if we kind of played with like bright fiery colors, and immediately was told, oh, it's something that you would expect an X-Men to wear, and I'm kind of okay with that. I kind of think that's all right. So yeah, that was what we started off with. It's a fun little bracelet. If you haven't given it a try, give it a shot. Not exactly beginner friendly stuff, but it's a pretty fun little bracelet. So that was our first one. Then from there, I decided the month was about doubling patterns and trying to double them as easy as possible, kind of give you examples of how we can do it and make it simple. So this was the first one of that, and this was pattern number 231. It does flip in the middle, which kind of adds to the difficulty factor, but you don't have to. You could have kept just doing the double and you didn't have to be extra crazy about it. But if you want to have more fun, like I do, that's always an option too, right? Same with this one. This one was pattern 400. Again, these patterns are all from friendshipbracelets.net, just because that's where I got them from. Not because it's a better site or anything. It's okay. But yeah, anyways, this one flips again in the middle, which I think really made this one kind of a little bit more interesting than if we had just continued the pattern normally. But that's my opinion. It's not, you can't definitively say that one thing is better than the other, because it all depends on who wants to wear it and what they like. So yeah, this was a very cool one, number 400. Next is this was pattern number 1236, and this one does just repeat all the way to the end. There's no change up. So when we were filling in the pattern and flipping it and stuff, we got it perfectly centered, and yeah, pretty easy to do. It seemed a bit repetitious, and I had to kind of keep counting to make sure that I got to the length I wanted. If I wasn't so particular about that, I think that would be a little bit easier because you could just make it to whatever length that you want. And but yeah, definitely pretty cool. Seriously, any three colors with contrast would have done. I mean, if you could go red, blue, yellow with this, and it would still turn out being an interesting bracelet. So just something to consider if you're looking for something to do. Okay, next is this 2532, and yeah, this one again, it flips in the middle. It makes it end up having this, like, I don't know, it's not quite an hourglass shape. I think it kind of reminds me of the symbol for the Green Lantern, which is kind of funny that color turned out being green. But yeah, really, really cool pattern. Again, this one wasn't too difficult. So if you're looking for something to try, maybe give this one a try. It is number 2532. So yeah. Then there's this one. This one just repeats itself again. We landed the center just right, so it didn't matter. And yeah, this is definitely very, very cool. I really like this one. This was pattern 3975, and yeah, it's pretty neat. I have to say, out of all of them, this one, well, this and the X one are probably my favorites. So it's just, again, personal choices. I kind of like this one. All right, the next was 5641. Oops, I had that up too high. And this one again just keeps going. There's, we landed the center thing so easily. It's kind of really seriously repetitive, which for some people are gonna love that. Some people will hate it. But at the end of the day, it's a really good looking bracelet, and it's gonna look really striking right? So yeah, I think this one's really cool as well. It definitely uses those dark strings an awful lot, but that's okay. It turns out really good in the end. All right, the next one is 5641. This one, I kind of played with the colors. I tried to make it like flowers and green and yellow kind of thing. Like, you know, so it's but kind of the darker red, I don't know, really makes it stand out. Am I right? So this is kind of fun. Pattern 5641. Yeah, I like this. I definitely like the way it turned out. I think I could have played with the colors a bit. Maybe a little bit of a lighter red, maybe a little bit of a darker green, and then maybe a light green. I don't know. But again, any three colors of contrast, you're going to end up with something. I just kind of went with a more florally kind of design is all. This one, 3521. This one, definitely, wow. This was a bit harder. Not gonna lie, this one just, there's so much going on, and there, you know, the changing directions and the way that these things kind of come together. This was a little bit more challenging. If you're up for a challenge, this will be a fun one to make, but yeah, not my favorite. It's easy enough, not my favorite. Okay, next one is 14417. This one is a very interesting one. I kind of like the way, so in the original you kind of don't see what's kind of happening with like what would happen in the middle. You just have like these little things on the side over here happening on both sides, but when you double it, it turns out, wow, like you get this really cool relief in the centers. And then I thought this was going to be just the same thing, continuous all the way through, but the actual center one is one space longer than the other ones, so it does kind of stand out. So it's not something that everybody would notice if they're just looking at the bracelets and, you know, trying to pick one out of the group, but it does make it a little bit interesting how the center one is just a little bit different, and I love that. I think that is great. And then there's this one, the one I didn't want to worry about counting how many times I got it. I thought I had it on the right note, and now it's offset. The center is not center, and it drives me insane. So this one won't be making it to the shop. Oh, by the way, this was 5127. This one won't be making it to the shop. I'll give it away to somebody who thinks it's nice. And yeah, I mean, I guess you can't win them all, or don't worry about pausing the videos that you're recording while you're making it, so that way you can actually go back and count all the things, or just count it and let people see you doing the count thing. Because I mean, I think that's what I kind of learned out of it. If I really want to be picky about things, I need to take the time to do it. So that's what I gained out of my wisdom for the month. It was a lot of fun, a lot of cool patterns. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If so, hit like, maybe leave me a comment, and yeah, as always, don't get your strings in a bunch.